I still remember the exact moment my phone lit up with that text. The snow was falling softly outside my apartment window, Christmas lights twinkling on the balcony like tiny stars trying to give me hope. I was wrapping the last gift, a beautiful cashmere scarf I'd spent way too much on for my mother. My heart felt warm for the first time in months. After 2 difficult years of barely speaking, I thought this Christmas would be different. I thought we were finally healing. Then the message came. "Christmas party is canceled. Don't come." Was from my father, no explanation. "No, we love you." Just those cold words. My mother followed up seconds later. "It's better this way, Emily. Please respect our decision." I sat there on the floor, surrounded by wrapping paper and ribbons, staring at my phone like it had slapped me across the face. My chest tightened. Tears burned in my eyes. After everything, they were shutting me out again. On Christmas. But here's what they didn't know. I was already there. I had driven 6 hours through the snow the night before, planning to surprise them. I was staying at a Little Inn just 10 minutes from their house. I wanted to show up on Christmas Eve with gifts and a smile, hoping we could finally move past the pain. I had even brought the old family photo album, thinking we could look at it together and remember the good times. Instead, I was sitting alone in a small inn room, reading the texts that told me I wasn't wanted. My name is Emily Harper. I'm 32 years old. And this was the moment everything changed. I grew up in that big white house on Maplewood Lane. The perfect family on the outside, successful father, elegant mother, 2 daughters. My younger sister, Sophia, was always the golden child. Beautiful, outgoing, married to a wealthy man, 2 perfect grandchildren. I was the quiet one. The one who moved away for college, built a career in graphic design, and never quite fit their mold. For years I accepted it. I told myself that families are complicated, that love looks different for everyone. But 2 years ago, everything cracked open. My father had a health scare, and I dropped everything to come home for 3 months. I cooked, cleaned, took him to appointments, stayed up late talking with my mother. I thought it brought us closer. Until I accidentally saw the messages on my mother's phone one night. Messages to my aunt, to Sophia, even to family friends. "Emily is so difficult, always has been. She makes everything about her." Exhausted by her. Those words shattered something deep inside me. I left the next morning without saying goodbye. The silence between us had lasted almost 2 years. A few awkward birthday texts, a stiff phone call on Thanksgiving. That was it. So when they canceled Christmas and told me not to come, it felt like the final rejection. The door slamming shut forever. I cried for a long time that night in the inn. But somewhere between the tears and the heartbreak, something else stirred inside me. A quiet, burning resolve. I was tired of being the one who tried. Tired of being erased. They had no idea I was 10 minutes away. They had no idea what I was about to do. The next morning, Christmas Eve, I woke up with swollen eyes but a strangely clear mind. I read their texts again. Then I did something I had never done before. I drove to their house anyway. I parked a few houses down, hidden behind a large truck. The house looked exactly as I remembered, warm lights glowing through the windows, the big Christmas tree sparkling in the living room. I could see movement inside. Sophia was there with her husband and kids, my aunt and uncle, a few close family friends. Laughter floated through the cold air. They hadn't canceled anything. They had only canceled me. That realization hit harder than the texts. My hands started shaking on the steering wheel. I felt so small, so unwanted. The little girl who once believed she was her daddy's princess now felt like a stranger looking in at a family that had replaced her. I sat there for over an hour, watching them through the windows like a ghost. Then I saw my mother hug Sophia tightly, laughing at something. My father was playing with his grandsons, the perfect picture, without me. I drove back to the inn and sat on the bed, staring at the gifts I had brought. The scarf for Mom, the expensive watch for Dad, the handmade ornaments for the kids. All of it felt so stupid now. That afternoon, I did the hardest thing I've ever done. I started reading through old messages, old emails, old photos, and I began to see the pattern I had ignored for years. The favoritism, the subtle digs, the way they always made me feel like I was too much or not enough. The way money and inheritance talks always quietly excluded me. By evening, the pain had turned into something colder, clearer. I made a decision. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cry outside their door. I was going to walk in with my head high and give them the one thing they feared most. The truth. At 7:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve, I walked up to the front door carrying the gifts. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I rang the doorbell. My mother opened the door. Her face went from smiling to pure shock in half a second. "Emily, what are you doing here?" she whispered. Behind her, the party noise quieted. My father appeared, his face turning red. "I got your texts," I said calmly. "But I was already in town. I thought maybe there was a misunderstanding." The silence was deafening. Sophia stepped forward, looking uncomfortable. Maybe we should talk outside." "No," I said softly. "I think everyone should hear this." I walked inside. The warmth of the house wrapped around me, but it felt hollow now. I placed the gifts under the tree, the one I was told I wasn't invited to, then I turned to face them all. "I drove 6 hours because I wanted to believe we could be a family again, but you canceled me. Not the party, just me." Voice didn't shake. For the first time in my life, it stayed steady. "I know I've disappointed you. I didn't marry rich. I didn't give you grandchildren on your timeline. I moved away and built my own life. And for that, you decided I don't deserve to stand in this house." I looked at my father. "Dad, you once told me I was your strong girl. Was that only true when I was useful?" I looked at my mother. "Mom, you said a mother's love is unconditional. Was that a lie?" Tears were running down my mother's face now. My father looked like he wanted the ground to swallow him, but I wasn't done. I pulled out my phone and played a voice recording I had saved for 2 years, never intending to use it. It was my mother on the phone with my aunt, saying terrible things about me while I was sleeping in their guest room during my father's illness. The room went dead silent as the words played. When it finished, I spoke quietly. "I never wanted to hurt this family. I just wanted to be part of it. But you made it clear I'm not welcome, so I'm giving you your wish. I won't come back, but before I go, I want you to remember this moment. The night you canceled your own daughter and she still showed up." I turned to leave. My father stepped forward, his voice breaking. "Emily, wait." I paused at the door. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "We were wrong." Mother was sobbing now. Sophia looked ashamed. I looked at all of them one last time. "I forgive you," I said. "But I'm choosing me now. Merry Christmas." I walked out into the cold night. Snow was falling again. For the first time in years, my heart felt lighter, not because I destroyed them, but because I finally stopped letting them destroy me. Months later, things are different. My parents have tried to reach out. Some conversations have happened, some apologies, but I keep healthy boundaries now. I spend Christmas with friends who truly see me, the family I chose. The greatest revenge wasn't the dramatic moment at the door. It was choosing to stop shrinking myself to fit into a love that required me to disappear. If you're watching this and you've ever been excluded by the people who were supposed to love you most, I want you to know this. You are not too much. You are not unworthy. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from the table that no longer has a seat for you and go build your own. You deserve peace. You deserve love that doesn't make you beg for it, and when the time is right. Showing up anyway with dignity and truth can be the most powerful thing of all. Thank you for watching my story. If it touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment with your own experience. I read every single one. Until next time, protect your heart, but never stop showing up as your true self.